So I committed the #1 DJ cardinal sin. I got a gig. These things are as rare as Rocking Horse. Anyway, these things are really rare. So I was really excited to be able to go along and play along a little community that I've discovered in Manchester called the Manchester DJs. And it was absolutely brilliant. But, well, wait for it. I'll tell you what happened in a minute. Hey, the gig was awesome. I had 20 minutes. I'd practiced on my 3 decks and I knew what I was going to do. I turned up and there was a few DJs going to be playing and I didn't make the mistake that I made last time. If you want to know what I did last time, I'll put it up in one of these boxes over here. But long story short, I took the wrong USB last time. I was using this USB, and actually when I turned up, they were using some Nexuses. So this time I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go prepared. I took this USB, I took this USB, which is an XFAT32. I can't remember what's on there, but it doesn't work in a lot of other gear, other than on the CDJs. And so I went and I arrived, and I got told that when we got there, it was gonna be the CDJ 3000s. And when I arrived, it was the bloody Nexuses again. The Nexus 2000 that scuppered me last time. But hey, I didn't care because I'd come with my right USB. And before I even played, because we got there early, I plugged this bad boy in and it worked. I was delighted to see my set was on there. The only downside to it was I went prepared to play on 3, but there was only 2 decks there. I actually took a 3rd CDJ along as well, thinking that I'd be able to use it. But hey, I couldn't. So I made the set work with 2 decks. It was still absolutely rocking. However, and this is where Ebo does Ebo things sometimes. And give me more gigs and I'll learn to make fewer mistakes, please. So I played my set and there was a DJ coming on after me and she waited patiently for me to finish one of my mashups. She came on and I mean, you can see where I'm going with this already. I have my USB here. She plugged her USB in here, but my live track was playing here. So as she finished and she uploaded her track on there, I must admit, I lost really which my USB was, what was going on. I think the adrenaline was probably still going because I knew I'd played well. And I wanted to give her space as well. So even though at the time I was a bit close and I probably could have worked out what my USB was, I stepped back. I really stepped back, almost off the stage, just to give her a bit of space because, you know, she's got to mix into the track that I was just playing. She's got to find her own space and do her own thing with the audience. I waited a few minutes and then I went back and went, oh, can I just get my USB? Oh my God, Ebo. So anyway, the crowd is dancing. I press stop USB on here and the entire place goes quiet.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you immediately realize that you've gone and, yeah. So, yeah, I messed that up. And I've heard so many DJs, you know, seen things about people taking the mick about doing that or people who've actually done it. I can't believe I'm one of those idiots who actually did that in real life to somebody else. And this poor DJ, she did look at me and she didn't frown. I mean, I would have been pissed, but she wasn't. She kind of looked at me and we both didn't know what was going on. Well, I did. I said, oh yeah, I took the wrong USB. Somebody else came along because unlike on the CDJs, there wasn't a source button. It's I think it's down the side, it says USB. And then you press that and you get back into it. She played and I stood right next to her. I made sure that when she started again, you know, I clapped and the whole audience clapped just to show some appreciation for how massively I up, yeah. Anyway, so that was that. I bought her a drink at the end of a set. The whole thing was bloody awesome. But the one thing I learned from this was, someone told me afterwards, and I don't know if you know this, but just so you don't go do Ebo things and make mistakes like me, apparently, and as I say apparently, I've tested it since, if you lightly press on the stop USB button here, without pressing it down, if it's the live track that's playing, did you know that it just slightly lowers the volume? So you know if you hear like a dip in volume, don't continue to hold that button any harder and don't do what I did. So anyway, I'm back. I'm making videos. I've been doing a couple of shorts. I've been really going after getting some more events and gigs and joining communities this year. I want to finally start trying to be a bit more regular, not just on YouTube, but actually getting out. So you'll see some content from me. In the meantime, I am going to post a mix from the set that I did at the club that I did at the weekend, so look out for that. Outside of that, Thank you for watching. Kept it short and sweet. Don't do what I did.